This is an amazing incident which occurred in England. After fulfilling their desire of bringing a puppy to their house, a couple's life turned on its head after a series of developments which took place months after the puppy's arrival. Their perception towards the puppy they had brought initially into their small house completely changed after some time. Keeping a puppy in one's house is an idea that comes to many people's minds, for which they put an ardent effort in particularly selecting the breed which would suit them, and most importantly, be a source of happiness for the family.
Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now back to the story.
But when a family from Lincolnshire, England decided to do something like that, they ended up experiencing something unbelievable. The task of finding a puppy which would perfectly suit their household proved to be an easy task for the couple of Sue and Robert Markham living in Lincolnshire, England. The reason being that Sue was a worker in a neighborhood rescue kennel. Eventually, one day she saw the dog in the kennel and fell in love with it at the very first sight. Seeing the cute and chubby face of it, you'll not be surprised to know that Sue made up her mind in an instant that this was the dog that she was craving for as a pet. She did the same and took the dog to her home. After bringing the cute dog to her home, she couldn't resist herself from playing with it. She even named it Yogi Bear, getting inspired by the dog's chubby look. But there was one dilemma that was lingering in her mind amidst all this. But what? Apparently, Sue's husband Robert was a man who was very choosy when it came to selecting a dog for their house. So Sue was not very sure of the fact that Robert would happily accept her decision or not. But what Sue decided to do in order to evade this problem was the factor which turned the couple's world upside down. Though very chubby, the dog did not weigh much. The tiny creature weighed around 1 pound and 5 ounces. Sue lied to Robert, saying that she'd brought a Jack Russell puppy to the house, a decision to which Robert was an affirmation. In order to pay for the dog, Sue continued her work in the shelter. In her mind, Sue knew that one day or another, Robert would know the truth. "I knew Robert didn't want a big dog," Sue explained, "so I told a little fib and said he was a Jack Russell." But as things were progressing, it was evident that the reality was completely opposite. "I thought a big dog would be a lot of work and could be trouble," Robert said. "We only have a small living room. I thought, how much trouble could a Jack Russell be?" As told before, things were gradually turning out to be completely opposite as assumed by the couple. The Yogi Bear was proving true to its name, and was literally turning into a dog equal to the size of a bear. Robert then went on to say, by the time he was 5 months old, he was bigger than any Jack Russell he came across at the park. And he had this big tongue that rolled out of his mouth and tail like a baseball bat. After seeing these changes, suspicion started to creep into Robert's mind, as he could not believe that a Jack Russell would grow up so big. Sue was clearly aware that Robert had started to doubt the fact of the dog being a Jack Russell. So eventually she decided to tell the truth to Robert. "It started to become fairly obvious when Bear dwarfed any other dogs in the village," she said, "so the game was up." But what even Sue had not expected was the fact that the dog was a Boston Great Dane, which after growing fully can weigh up to 154 pounds. Robert was angry and equally perplexed about the situation. The truth was that the dog had become a part of the family, and it was impossible for the couple to let it go. So, they took the courageous decision of keeping the dog in their house, which was day by day growing bigger in size. The couple was really not able to decide how to manage the situation. "He's a very good-natured dog," Robert pronounced, "and he has a lot of character. So it would be hard for anyone not to love him or be angry with him." But the size that Yogi was going to reach would soon blow the couple's mind. Presently, Yogi exercises in a 3-acre paddock. The reason being his enormous weight of 210 pounds at the age of 10. Surely this was not something Robert had originally planned for. Honestly, this was the exact situation which Robert was trying to avoid by bringing a small dog into the house. The larger the dog, the bigger its diet. No doubt, Yogi had an insatiable hunger for food. The couple suffered a serious dent in their budget as Yogi ate dog food worth $257. Apart from this, at his breakfast, he would eat 4 sausages with scrambled eggs. There are bound to be some serious space issues when you have a dog measuring 6 foot 10 inches in a small house. Yogi sleeps on a 2-person sofa, and during winter, it's only a horse coat which fits him and keeps him warm. After receiving such special treatment, Yogi is now no longer a dog. He enjoys the same benefit as that of a human. He certainly thinks of himself as a real person, Sue explained. He sits on his own sofa and watches the TV with us. Despite his imposing physique, Yogi has shown signs of being a very friendly and kind dog. The instance of him being friendly with a cat that started to visit the house in the year 2014 is an apt example of this fact. The couple was astonished on witnessing this sight. The cat, which pays regular visits to the house, has also been named by the couple as Toffee. They understand the fact that the only reason for Toffee coming to their house is Yogi. They're good friends, Sue said. Toffee's always following him around, and he'll happily lick her on the head very gently. The bear sees Toffee as his own pet, I think, as she's certainly not our cat. This dog has certainly made the whole locality talk about it. This does not come as a surprise, as there are very few dogs who would show such level of care and love to another creature, even after being gigantic and intimidating in size. So in the end, 2 things get proved. Firstly, one should never lie about a certain thing, as it would surely bring a temporary relief from a problem, but become a cause of bigger tension later. Lastly, the couple's decision of not abandoning the dog is commendable, as they realized the fact that they had developed a bond with the dog, which in turn gave them strength to face all the challenges while taking care of Yogi.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.